Good morning, good evening. It's evening here. So, we've just done an episode of Pasty versus Pasty, episode 3, the controversial edition. So, we've been to Tesco's and we thought we'd do a baked bean competition, a review, a taste off, a bean off. So these ones here, so I've got Heinz baked beans, and I've got them in price descending order. So these ones were mysterious voice of Cam.
Heinz baked beans, 85p.
85p. And then we've got Branston baked beans.
65p.
65p. Quick maths, look at that, 20p cheaper. I'm not going to bother carrying on with that. And then we got, what are these? Tesco's baked beans, home brand.
30p.
And Stockwell, never had them. 22p. 22p. So, I'll do the nutritional value thing just in case you want to look. But I had a look, and do you know what? They're all really similar. So I think the Stockwell ones had slightly less protein in than the other two, but they all had quite high amounts of salt and sugar if you're watching out for that. So you can get a lot of these in reduced sugar and salt. I saw this one, the Heinz, in reduced sugar and salt. I do keep an eye on sugar and salt. So I tend to not put it in food when I'm cooking, but I can't eat chips or French fries in the USA without a little bit of salt. But I do prefer using a high quality salt like like a Malaysian rock salt. Is that right? Malaysian? I've got the name wrong. Himalayan. I was close. Himalayan rock salt. So this channel really shows off my intellect. So, yeah. So that, some of the posher cans have a ring pull, and some don't. But that's the Tesco's own brand's got a ring pull. So I've got the trusty can opener. So I'm going to get into these, see what they look like. I should edit a piece of like music over the top of this or something, shouldn't I? So are you going to be joining me on this taste test?
I hate baked beans.
So you're not going to be joining me on this taste test? I did. Let me just remind you what happened yesterday. I had ink done. I had a tattoo done, and whilst having a tattoo, I did the world's hottest chili sauce times what? I don't know, 5, and then a cocktail that you made. I'm not sure whether it was you who suggested it. And then I ate a fresh Carolina Reaper whilst being tattooed. So
you're blackmailing me into eating beans?
No, I'm just reminding you the crazy things I do for this YouTube channel. I mean, you can turn it down. You can say no. Okay, I'm not forcing you into anything at all. I'm not blackmailing you.
If you warm the beans, I will reluctantly try them.
Okay, good job. And the funniest thing about that as well is I know that Foodie Girl hates stuff being cooked or warmed in the microwave, or poppity ping if you're in Wales. So I'm going to get into these. I'm going to pour them in these lovely little, what are these called?
They're called saucepans. Lovely
little saucepans, but they're not. They're decorative saucepans, but I like them. There's another word for them as well, but I can't remember what. And I'm going to put them in the microwave. So not only does Hairy Foodie Girl hate baked beans. She also hates microwave food. So there you go. Right, let's get that off. Whoops. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get rid of the lids and I'll bring them to camera so you can see what's what. Because there is a visible difference. Can I just get you to whack them away, please, while I take the lids off? Thank you. Just leave that there. We'll whack them on. So let's have a look. We'll compare two at a time. So we've got the Heinz there and the Branston. They look quite similar. The Heinz has the Branston has a more appealing colour than the Heinz, to me personally. So, and then we've got the Tesco's, which suspiciously look exactly like Heinz. And then you got the 22p Stockwell ones, and I can't even see a bean. Look at that. It's just sauce. Check this out, look. There's no beans, it's just sauce.
That could be due to settling in the can.
Yeah, whatever. That could be due to the fact that it was 22 pence. Right, so I'm going to grab a spoon, give them a stir, just in case there was settling involved. No Mickey taking intended. Oh no, I can't. I need 4 spoons, because otherwise I'm going to cross-contaminate everything. Sorry, I'm going to dirty 4 spoons. Oh, okay, so straight away, I don't know why, but this feels slightly erotic. They're really thick and sloppy, the Heinz, right? So I'm gonna have to get another 3 spoons, otherwise we're cross-contaminating stuff. Right, that one, yeah, that could be the Heinz bowl, right? Oh dear, I need another teaspoon. Have you got one in there? Grab one from there. Can you wash it up, please? Can't, right. Okay, these have the same consistency. There's a lot of beans going on in there. Thank you very much. A lot of juice, etc. So I'll put the spoons down in order because I'm so OCD. Unless we just, and then we've got the Tesco's ones. Yeah, I mean, slightly more sauce, like a little bit paler actually than all the other beans, but looking pretty good. And then we'll stir up this Stockwell, looks like bean soup. So let's see if we can find some beans. Oh, I found them, look, magic beans. So here we go. They all look like beans. So they're all haricot beans anyway, that's what baked beans are made from. And I think Hairy Foodie Girl, as per usual, was correct. She's always right. They had settled a little bit, but there's not as many beans in this can because they're easier to stir. They're not as thick as gloopy. So we were both right, but Foodie Girl was just a little bit more right than me. Got to say that for my own personal safety. So, oh, do you know what? Let's just get in. Look, you want to see? Can you? Yeah, you can see that on camera. Here's the Heinz going into our little ramekins. I remembered the name. It's not just a saucepan, it's a ramekin. Brain not Dory, but I'll get there eventually. So that's the Heinz. Ooh. In the little ramekin or saucepan, if you're not posh. That wasn't a dig. Oh, these are nice and thick. Oh, boff. So here we go. Oh, I can already see the look of distaste in your face watching me tip these beans in. So there's the Heinz. There's the Branston. I love Branston pickle. I've got no reason to doubt that they're not going to taste good. I like baked beans. You know, they're a really good source of protein, but if I was buying them personally, I'd go for the low sugar, low salt stuff. So that's the Tesco's one going in. Trying to avoid a bit of drippage. Tesco's look noticeably paler, slightly less beans. You know, it's just a bit more of a sauce content. And here's the Stockwell one, 22 pence. You'll see. Oh no, you won't. No, pretty good. Okay, bit of spillage there, excuse fingers. Right, so my brain's just trying to work out how to put them in the microwave, but not. We're gonna have to write a little label or just put them in one at a time to warm them up, because otherwise I'm gonna get confused. So we're gonna go to the microwave and microwave these, even though Hairy Foodie Girl hates microwave food, and we'll be right back in like 2 seconds when they're all lovely and warm and we can get to the tasting. Woohoo! Oh, we're back in the room. Okay, let's get straight to it. So they've been microwaved. They're in the saucepan ramekin things. I love these. They're really cute. So where'd you go?
A ceramic shop, I believe, a couple of years ago.
Okay, cool. So I like these. They're really sweet. So it's like I feel like a giant. Oh, I'm eating a whole pan of beans. Well, half, because you know we've got. Right. So anyway, I'll shut up now. They smell, surprisingly, like baked beans. These are Heinz. I haven't had beans for quite a while, so this will be a new. If you like baked beans, they're yummy. So that's the first one. I love beans, me, but then I like all kinds of beans. I make I do a lot of curries with mixed beans and stuff like that. So, so I am just laughing at the.
As disgusting as I remembered them to be.
We can't really do a comparison until we've got into others. So I thought they were all right. But a bit, they didn't have much bite. Bit mushy.
They were actually quite squishy, yeah.
You know, you can taste there's a lot of salt in them, but they need flavouring. The tomato sauce flavour was, I mean, these are Heinz we're talking about as well, you know. They existed for hundreds of years, like, you know, if I could read, 1889, was it 1869. So, you know, they've existed for a long time. So, you know, we trust them with all of our, you know, different food products and soups and stuff like that. So I thought they were a bit mushy and not very tomatoey, but they're beans, you know. It's like, so I'm going to cleanse my palate with my new Marvel glass. £1.50. Or was it £3?
£1.50 from Mazda.
£1.50 for Mazda. Cheers. Get into the Branston ones. Like, looking at them visually in the saucepan ramekins, the Branston ones look the most appealing, mainly because they're dark. They look like they're going to be more flavoursome. So let's get into these. Ooh. Just watching. Oh, you and Mike both picked on me yesterday in the chili challenge. You know, I wasn't planning on doing a cocktail of the world's hottest sauces on the final nugget. It was meant to be a pudding nugget. It was meant to be something to cool my mouth down. So this is my revenge. So, right.
It's good revenge because this is rank.
Yeah, okay, so Hairy Fruity Girl hates baked beans, so, and I'm making her eat baked beans, you know, to be sporting and join in on the channel and revenge for, you know, plotting against me whilst I was eating the world's hottest chili sauces by making me do a cocktail of chili sauces and then suggesting I eat a whole Carolina Reaper fresh just after doing the world's hottest sauces, which I did. So, I really like them. Controversial, but I like being controversial. I also like being honest. So, these were mushy. These weren't. These had body, substance, style. The colours are better. The sauce was much nicer. And they're cheaper. So far, these were really tasty compared to them. Okay, apart from being disgusting, have you got anything to add to that compared?
I'd have to agree. They were less disgusting than the Heinz. Still disgusting, but less than the Heinz.
Okay, but weren't they had more body, didn't they?
Yeah, they were definitely more tomatoey.
They weren't mushy.
No.
They more tomatoey. The sauce was a nice thick consistency. So, right, what are we on next? Tesco's own brand. I reckon these are Heinz baked beans. I reckon. Because that's what they do. They're sneaky, aren't they?
They are.
So, I was just about to eat out of the tin then. Got confused. So, they all smell exactly the same. I don't know why I'm sniffing them. Bit watery. I suspect these are Heinz. Oh, they're not. Oh, double controversial. Yep.
Thank you.
Taste the same as Heinz, but slightly more bite. And I can taste more salt in them. So, what's the salt compared to the Heinz versus the Tesco's, please?
Heinz is 17.8.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's sugar. Salt, Heinz 2.6.
I was going to say that's really high.
Tesco beans 2.2, so slightly less.
So less salt, so they must have some other flavourings in there. So, what are your thoughts on those? Apart from disgusting, we all know that.
Yes, less disgusting than the other two.
Oh, well, you prefer these?
Yeah, just better texture, better tomato sauce.
Okay, this is getting interesting, isn't it? Okay, on to the 22 pence Stockwell baked beans. So you can see there's a broad spectrum of prices. So what we've got, 85p,
Yep.
well then 65p.
Mm-hmm.
How much were they?
30 pence.
30 pence.
Yeah.
So although Hairy Fruity Girl thinks beans are disgusting, she chooses the 30 pence varieties over the more premium varieties. So far, I'm totally down with the Branston. I really like them. Like, I've not had them before. Like, you know, it's like, I've done some home brand stuff, but most of the time I don't eat baked beans on their own. I throw them in curries and stews and things like that. So this is a Stockwell, 22 pence. So, but you can see there's not a lot in it for your money. This is mad. £22 pence. 85 pence. I'm really impressed by that. For 22 pence. No one's going to know that they aren't Heinz baked beans unless you're a real baked bean aficionado. They taste exactly the same. There's slightly more sauce in them. They've got more bite than the Heinz. About the same bite as the Tesco ones. what are your thoughts? Apart from disgusting, we know that.
I think the Tesco ones are definitely the best out of the four. Wouldn't eat them and wouldn't buy them, but having
I know that.
forced to be eating
We
them.
know that.
Yes, the third tin, the Tesco ones.
So, okay, so value for money, this obviously gets it, 22 pence. So if you're on a tight budget, you can get these in Tesco's, like Stockwell. I'd never seen them before, but then I don't really go searching for baked beans. I normally buy mixed beans and then cook with them, So, but I'm kind of blown away by the fact that there isn't that much difference between something that costs 85 pence and something that costs 22 pence. So if you're on a tight budget, try Stockwell, 22 pence. That's like, you can get 4 cans of them for the same price as one of them. Quick maths, nearly 4 cans of them. So, and the Tesco's home brand, yeah, they're as good as so how much were these again? 30 pence.
Yeah.
So the 30 pence Tesco's home brand is as good as the 85 pence Heinz baked beans. Totally. So, but the overall champion for me, and I'd eat these cold straight out of the tin. I really like these. They got a lot. They got a lot more texture, a lot more flavour. So Branston's the winner for me. Tesco's is the winner for Hairy Foodie Girl, who despises beans. So this has been a funny challenge for me. Well, it's not a challenge. Sorry, it's been a challenge for you. It's been a review for me. Thank you for being a good sport. I really appreciate it. Okay. But I think you owed me it after putting 3 different sauces on one nugget after I eaten the bomb.
To be fair, you put yourself out there to do
I
food
know.
challenges.
I know. I'm stupid and I accept challenges. So, but if you're going to be a hairy foodie girl, you got to put yourself out there as well a little bit. And you did today with the beans. So, kudos. So, I thought this one would be quite a dull one compared to the stuff that I normally do, or not normally do, occasionally do. It wasn't a food challenge, it was a food review. And I was like, what are we going to do with all these? And now what are we going to do with all of them? Because now I've got 4 cans of beans open. Some of you would expect me to then now speed eat these. But, I have a life outside of this channel and I don't want to be antisocial afterwards. I endured 5 hours of stomach cramps yesterday from doing all those crazy chilies. I don't want to endure 5 hours of, what's the song? Beans, good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you can't stop eating them. Something like that. Anyway, no, I'm not going to endure 5 hours of flatulence. Well, I would, but I don't think Hairy Foodie Girl would. So I'm not going to eat them. But that leads me to another point. We don't like food waste. Foodie Girl don't like baked beans. But you can actually freeze these. So what we're going to do is wash the sauce off in a colander, make them haricot beans again, rather than baked beans in tomato sauce, and then I'll mix them all up, and then I'll cook like a curry and use these as a base. I like doing big batch cooking, so I'll do like a mixed bean curry or something like that, and reuse them so that they don't get wasted, because we don't like food waste at all. So that's what we'll do. I definitely wouldn't want to feed them to the dog. Either, or the birds for that matter. I think that, if you give beans to seagulls, they can explode. We're not about animal cruelty. So I don't know whether that's one of those weird rumours or not. But anyway, guess what? This is the I'm waffling again section. So, thank you very much for watching. Please drop us a like on this video. If you're on a budget go out and get 22 pence beans. There's no difference on it. If you're feeling posh, go out and buy, how much?
The Branston beans are 65.
65 pence beans. I'm really sorry, Heinz, but you've lost out because you're too expensive, and baked beans are baked beans. You know, so I'm really sorry if I'm offending Heinz baked beans fans as well. This is my own personal opinion. Remember, I'm not affiliated with anyone or getting paid by anyone to do this. We're just doing it for fun. So, you know, and so yeah. So drop us a like on this video, please. My target today is 5 girly giggles. I can't be bothered to set targets for likes, they're just weird. So I like 100 a day. 100 a day is nice, actually, because we've been getting that recently on some of the videos, and that always makes us feel good. So if you want to make us feel good, drop us a like. If you want to make us feel even better, drop us a subscription. But you have to set your subs to public, otherwise we don't get a subscription. So, and there's a little bell thing, so you get notifications when we do stuff like this. So, the baked beans are going to get washed and frozen. And until next time, cheers. Bye-bye.